clipboard saying, what are we doing?
Because that usually gets him going.
Look at that top number right there. This is back-to-back games, right, Willie, where a team shoots 57% from the floor. Hawks do that. They shot
42 from three.
42 from three.
Look at
Hawks shot 65. The point to the paint was nasty.
So basically took nothing away.
Nothing at all. They'll head to Miami. Short flight tonight.
I'm all over the defense now. I'm a defensive guy now.
Yeah, I may be a defensive guy. Let's hear from Steve Kerr.
He's trying to win, man.
Let's see Steve Kerr got defensive in this post-game presser. Presented by BMW.
Yeah. 40 points in the first quarter. We were swimming upstream the rest of the way, and I love the way the guys fought after that, but it was a layup line in the first quarter. Transition defense was awful. Give them credit. They were ready. They came out smoking hot. And but at halftime, I think they had 23 assists and 3 turnovers. And we didn't impact the game defensively until it was far too late.
Did, I guess, the lack of effort surprise you?
No. I think... you know, these games are tough, you know, when you fly across the country and the team's waiting for you, and you know, they've been playing well, and they just blitzed us. You know, it's just, you know, it's disappointing, and you want to have a better effort coming out of the gates, but I've been in this league a long time, and I've seen this an awful lot, you know. Tough to get the legs moving and the mind working. That first game, you know, we had this earlier in the season, I think, at Charlotte. Terrible first half. It's not an excuse because it is what it is. Everybody deals with it, and they were by far the better team out of the gates, and that set the tone.
I guess just big picture, where are you at? How do you feel about your point of attack defense at this point?
I didn't feel good about it tonight, but, you know, we were the second-ranked defense in the league coming into tonight since we traded for Jimmy. So overall, the defense has been really good. You know, we're right at the top of the league in deflections, forcing turnovers, but didn't happen tonight. So the biggest thing is we got to respond, bounce back. You know, we got a big game in Miami. It'll be a great atmosphere. You know, you lose a game like this, you got to respond, and especially where we are, you know, in the playoff picture and with everybody right there in the West. So we got to bounce back.
Steve, I think Kuminga scored 16 in the first half. What did you see in him? And then the second half, did you just go up with the guys that were kind of getting you back in the game?
Yeah. JK did a good job in the first half, and then second half, I just went with you know, the guys who I felt
benches, and Atlanta won that with George Niang, Fezzi, 6 of 8 from the 3 in the second half. He was rolling 18 of his 23 in the final 2 quarters.
Well, I mean, if you let the team roll, if you let the team get comfortable early in the first half, matter of fact, the first quarter, we talked about them scoring 20 points right out the gate. The first 5 minutes of the game, they scored 20 points, the Atlanta Hawks did. And so the Warriors were just playing catch-up the whole game, really never could take control of the game. It was always 1-3 here to tie the game, 1-3 here to cut it down to 3. And with that, the Atlanta Hawks were playing at home, house money. They were out-rebounding the Warriors. They were running in transition. They were getting stops. They were getting more and more energized as the game went along.
Yeah, he made 6 threes. I think they were all catch and shoot. So that tells me they were getting beat off the dribble. Defense was helping. He was left open several times. I don't think he shot one off the dribble. So that was all, you know, you got to give Atlanta credit for the ball movement. But that tells me point of attack defense was breaking down.
All right, let's break down Quentin Post's night. Obviously, he got to start at the 5 without Stephen Curry. And we know he can shoot it, Fezzi. 3 of 4 from the three-point line. 11 points. That's not a problem. It's defensively where he gets into trouble as teams are starting to hunt the kid, as we saw on the previous homestand.
Yeah, Bonte, I mean, being a rookie big man in the NBA, that position, you have to, it's a steep learning curve. All right, you have to understand that you are the last line of defense in the pick and roll, you have to sprint back to the big man that's rolling. There's a lot of things that he is learning as a big man. Offensively, he's doing an incredible job. You got to get him involved early in the offense as well. I think that's one of the keys to the Warriors' offense with Steph being out. You got to shoot from the three-point line. Quentin Post is right there. I thought there was a few possessions where guys would drive and they would miss him on the wing. That's one. But defensively, I think there's a way for him to play without fouling. There's some key possessions where he's getting fouls. Whenever he's switched off to a guard, they drive by him, keep him on the hip, and they jump into him. So these are possessions that if you're able to limit those possessions, you can be in the floor longer, and then you can have a more bigger impact on the Warriors' offense as the night goes along.
Yeah, that pick and roll defense is tough now more than ever. And I think it's five guys being tied together because obviously they're going to bring, Quentin Post up into the pick and roll with whoever that guard is handling the basketball, try and, if they do switch, which I don't think they should with him, but it's really the three guys behind him because if he does double it, when he comes out, they're pointing him where to go. That next pass is the most dangerous one. So that's really five defensive players on a string. So it's really not his sole responsibility. But the NBA is so much about trying to get those, because most teams do switch. They want to get that weak defender to switch. So my thing is don't switch it. Either double it and play from there. So, I mean, to me, that's a defensive strategic problem.
So a good thing the Warriors got the Atlanta portion of this trip out of the way, right? Because we didn't want them dining in for some lemon pepper lose. But
I mean, you did say that the Warriors are before this game, they were 5-0 in Atlanta.
Or Atlanta won their previous 5 games against the Dubs in Atlanta.
Atlanta was won 5 previous games.
So basically, whatever they've been doing, don't do that?
Yeah, well, maybe they did do that. I don't know. They've lost 6 in a row in Atlanta. But in case you missed it earlier today on our pregame show, we dished out some do's and don'ts for the rookie Quentin Post on this road trip. Take a listen. So we have some rookie do's and don'ts starting in Atlanta. And some of the do's is you have to check out the lemon pepper lose from Magic City. Now, it's okay. You DoorDash it like our great friends at DoorDash. You could DoorDash it to the hotel room because what you don't want to do is dine in, Willie and Fezzi.
Takeout only?
Takeout only.
Okay, I'm going to add like a little asterisk to this. I'm not going to say just the rookies. I'm going to say the entire roster follow this plan right here.
Coaching staff, too?
This is all-inclusive.
I don't know,
1 through 15.
I feel like some people play better when they have the lemon pepper lose at the location where it's made. I'm just saying. Listen, I have no more comments other than that, Bonte.
Well, let's check out Miami here. Some
man.
of the do's and don'ts in Miami. Sure, you can go visit the beach, right? Visit South Beach, get a nice little tan, Willie, play in the sand, maybe make a sand castle. But what you don't want to do is stay out after 2 a.m. Heck, I'll even say after maybe midnight.
Yeah, no, it gets a little rough out there, Bonte. You definitely don't want to be out there after midnight. But you get out there in the sun. I'm actually still mad that you guys didn't send me out there to cover this game. All right? They're in Miami for 5 days. So stay out of South Beach after midnight. Yes, that's true.
Go to the beach. Make sure you put on some sunscreen. Maybe go to Joe's Stone Crab as opposed to the establishments after 2 a.m.
Yeah, no Clevelander.
And as Fezzi said, they're going to be there for 5 days.
5 days, a long time, man.
Let's live on Sundays.
That's a full all-star break at the last part of the season.
No King of Diamonds?
Man, that's
Clevelander?
That's tough.
Moving on to New Orleans, Quentin Post and the rest of the roster. But more so, Quentin Post, go ahead and check out the French Quarter. Willie, it's a great site. Maybe you go visit the Superdome as well. Great stadium down in New Orleans. The Super Bowl was just held there where the Philadelphia Eagles beat up on the Kansas City Chiefs. But you don't want to be late for the first quarter at the Smoothie King Center. If you go down Bourbon Street, you may be get lost in the sauce.
If you go to the French Quarter, you may be late for the first quarter. Hey, by the way, Quentin Post is a rookie. He's a 24-year-old, mature rookie from Boston College. He's a smart kid as well.
So we got some younger kids on the roster where you may have to talk to. Kaminga Pons, Moses Moody.
Listen, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't have nothing to say about this. I would be enjoying everything that you said, and I would still show up to the game the next day with fresh legs.
Time now for our daily jackpot presented by River Rock. And check this play out, fellas. We were trying to figure out why this wasn't called the walk. Trae Young gets doubled at the logo.
Jeez, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jeez.
I mean, Tony Brothers is looking right after play.
I'm surprised Steve didn't get thrown out for that one. Because Steve despises travel. Look at
One, two, three, four.
Never mind, he had 4
5.
pivot feet. Never mind, 4 steps.
6, 7. No call on the play.
And backcourt.
And Kerr was able to hit a jumper right before halftime.
And he's laughing.
And Tony Brothers is laughing at it. It's not a laughing matter.
I thought I heard it was either Fitz or Boogie say he's a gift to the NBA. Wow.
He's a gift to Trae Young right there.
He's
because he received a gift.
If you want to travel all night long.
I just wonder, like, what are you looking at? Because that's the ball right there. Is the half court. He's isolated. He's not surrounded by guys. What are you looking at in that possession?
He was looking right at the play, Tony Brothers.
I don't get it.
He run the play over. He's looking right at it. And the Hawks were able to get a big basket before the break.
Let's just take the travel out, all right? So we just stop complaining about it.
You saw Giannis the other day had a carry in front of the Lakers bench. The entire Lakers bench got up saying, what are we doing? I don't know what the refs are doing.
But you know, that led to a big basket at the end of the quarter. We talked about closing quarters and how important that is. But if you're doing everything you're supposed to defensively, you want the refs to do their job as well.
Yeah, man.